This Ring camera captured a truly terrifying moment. Just steps behind her, a man followed her. Finding the door locked, he walked away. It's unclear whether the woman realized she was being followed, but the way she hurried inside suggests she did. The whole scene is chilling. Who was that man? A burglar or someone with darker intentions? Fortunately, nothing bad happened, but it serves as a stark reminder to always be aware of your surroundings. A homeowner kept hearing noises in his dining room and set up a camera, thinking it was a raccoon. After nearly 2 weeks of surveillance, the footage revealed something unsettling. At the doorway, a small head appeared, peeking inside. What it was and what it wanted remains unknown, but it was clearly not an animal. On Halloween night in 2020, a homeowner wasn't home when they received an alert from their doorbell camera. Someone had rung the doorbell 5 times. What made it even stranger was the doorway camera never picked up anyone walking up to the house. It was as if the visitor had appeared out of nowhere. Later, only a screenshot from the phone remained, since the original video had been deleted from the alarm company's app. But the screenshot made the whole thing even creepier. To this day, the incident remains an eerie mystery. Someone came to the door, but no trace was ever found. At exactly 3 a.m., a doorbell camera recorded this scene. A faint white shape appeared in front of the lens. At first glance, it looked like a ghostly figure standing outside the house. Real or fake, if it was, it must have been terrifying to see near your home at night. Late at night, a Ring camera caught a man walking up to a house. He raised his hand to knock, but never did. A car's headlights glowed at the edge of the frame. Someone inside was watching him. The man wasn't visiting. He was pretending, acting out a knock and a short conversation just to show the person in the car that he had done what he was told. But he clearly didn't want to follow those orders. No one knows who he was or if he was in trouble. Let's hope he's okay. In North Carolina, a boy stepped outside with his dog when a black car pulled up. The driver got out and began asking odd questions, trying to learn where he lived.
Hi. Do you live here already, Papa? Huh? Oh, do you live here already?
The boy's father rushed out and confronted the man, who offered a weak excuse.
What you got to ask my son?
Oh, I was wondering about the airplane noise.
Talking to my son and he ain't got no adult out here. That's kind of creepy.
The driver's behavior hinted at darker intentions, and the father's quick action may have prevented something far worse. This doorbell footage was shared by viral door cams on TikTok. A man appears on the property carrying a sword, an axe, and a hammer. He wanders around as if searching for something, raising fears about what he might be after. Some suggested he could have been looking for a hidden spare key, but after a short while he failed to find anything and walked away. Still, one question lingers. Why would anyone show up at someone's doorstep carrying things like that? They say Halloween night blurs the line between the living and the dead. Whether you believe it or not, this story might make you think twice. While setting up decorations in her yard, a woman had no idea her security camera was capturing something strange. A skull ornament kept shifting on its own, almost as if it were watching her. She only realized later, when replaying the footage, to figure out why the skull never stayed put. Some say it was just uneven ground, others claim it was a staged trick, but believers see it as a sign of something far darker. Late at night, a family from Richmond got a notification from their doorbell camera. When they checked the footage, they were surprised to see this.
Who is it? Who's there?
What'd you say?
Look.
What you need?
I know some people might be.
You got the wrong house.
I don't care. I eat it up every time. This is
For me, so what's he so far? Binge-worthy. Binge-worthy so far. So far. I gotta see.
You want to say
No. How can I help you? How can I help you? I don't know. He looked like he's laughing off.
A man was trying to get inside, but in the middle of it, he fell asleep. They tried speaking to him through the doorbell, but he kept nodding off, barely staying awake at the doorstep. A TikTok user known as Granny Sissy shared chilling footage from her Ring doorbell camera.
There you go, Grandma. Come on. Let's go.
I want you. I'm just hanging me.
Oh, wait. No, okay. Oop, come on, Clarence. I think my mom's got one. Okay.
Bye, Daddy.
That's what I was just about to ask. What did you say, Clarence? What did you say, bud? Did you say bye too?
I said bye, Daddy.
Oh, okay.
In the video, her young son stands on the porch, speaking as though someone is right there with him, yet no one can be seen. At first, it seems like harmless play, but then he calls out, "Dad." The unsettling part is that his father had recently passed away. Was his dad with them that day? A man walked up to a random house. From the start, his behavior seemed odd.
Who are you looking for?
Is Chris here?
No, Chris. There's no one by the name Chris here.
Okay. Apologize, then. I'm sorry, Demon.
He could barely form his words and his steps were unsteady, as if he was under the influence of something. His request to meet Chris didn't make sense, since no one by that name lived there. The whole thing felt out of place, leaving the homeowner confused and wary about what this stranger really wanted. A resident from Roy, Utah, shared a disturbing doorbell clip. The footage showed a food delivery man handling a soda cup that had started leaking. But instead of leaving it alone, he tried to fix the mess.
Hello.
Get in the house.
Everyone's really full. Careful.
All right, thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Well, those people probably would have rather received a spilled drink than one that had been touched like that. This man recently captured a strange visitor on his doorbell late at night, and this wasn't the first time. Each time the footage showed someone standing outside, breathing heavily, almost as if crying. At first glance, it might seem unsettling, but viewers who saw the clip didn't find it creepy, only heartbreaking. Many suggested the visitor could be an elderly woman, perhaps struggling with dementia or sundown syndrome, confused and lost. Maybe she once lived there or was searching for a family member. In 2016, a Texas homeowner found his backyard gate open and decided to check his security cameras. What he saw was alarming. The footage showed a man dressed in a clown costume, holding a knife, walking around the property. He looked inside the house and tried several doors, attempting to get in. After failing to enter, the clown eventually left. The incident was reported to the police, but no one was caught. The homeowner remains frightened, fearing it will return. On Reddit, a user named Cam Sunkissed shared a home surveillance video of a pizza delivery. What looked like a normal drop-off quickly turned strange. A whisper can be heard in the background, though the delivery driver shows no reaction. Some viewers thought it might be Spanish, possibly saying, "Do you listen to me?" Whether that's true or not, the voice feels unsettling. One thing's for sure, it's definitely a voice, and no one knows where it came from. A woman stepped out at night to let her dog out. Still half asleep, she stood on the porch, waiting for her dog. She didn't notice the man sitting quietly just a few feet behind her.
Hush. Good potty. Hush.
When she finally turned, she froze in fear, ran inside, and locked the door. The man slowly stood up and walked away without a word. Later, she realized how close she might have been to danger without even knowing it. A woman's kids kept hearing her calling from one side of the house. It was her voice. But the thing is, she hadn't been calling them. It wasn't actually her. They followed the knocks, which led to the parking spot. There, a car was parked that shouldn't have been there. And then, in the backseat window, a face appeared. Did whatever was inside call the kids, trying to lure them into the car? Sadly, it was never shared how this story unfolded. This woman was on her way to her friend's home when this happened.
You know Lacey?
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
An unknown man began following her all the way to the doorstep. He didn't stop even as she reached the door. Luckily, her friend opened just in time and helped her inside. In May 2018, a Ring security camera captured something strange. For a few seconds, a glowing blur hovered in the air, then suddenly jolted upward and vanished completely. Was it just an insect, a trick of light, or something unexplainable caught by chance? One evening, a Ring doorbell notification popped up, alerting that someone was at the front door. But when she checked, no one was there. Instead, the recording revealed something unsettling. A whisper, faint but chilling, "Get out." Was her doorbell camera hacked? And if so, the most disturbing question remains: how long has someone been watching? A grandmother noticed something strange on her doorbell camera around 3:20 a.m. The footage showed a small white figure darting out the front door before vanishing into the dark. Moments later, a shadowy silhouette appeared, moving in a floating manner. But the grandparents were most disturbed by the door opening on its own, raising fears that someone or something had entered their home. What exactly did the camera capture that night? A man from Carlisle, UK, decided to spend a few months backpacking through Australia. Before leaving, he locked up his home, a small Victorian terrace, and set up a motion-activated camera connected to his Google Home, just in case. The house was meant to stay empty. Weeks later, while enjoying a warm evening on the other side of the world, he received a motion alert on his phone. When he opened the image, his blood ran cold. The picture showed his living room, and a hooded figure draped in what looked like a long cloak. Panicked, he called his father back home and asked him to check the house. When his father arrived, every door was locked, every window sealed. Nothing was out of place. Whatever entered his home that night left no trace, except for the image. As the mailman stepped onto her doorstep, a woman checked her Ring camera, but what she saw was confusing. At first, 2 men could be seen walking down the road. One was the mailman, the other unknown. But by the time they crossed, only the mailman remained. The other had vanished without a trace. What made it stranger was the mailman didn't seem to notice the other man at all. The woman watching the footage had no explanation for it. Do you? This next footage is downright terrifying. A man spent nearly 10 minutes trying to break into a house. But instead of leaving, he did something even stranger. He rang the doorbell and began humming and yelling into the night. The family stayed locked inside, terrified, until police arrived. No one was hurt, but the scene left behind far more questions than answers. On October 28, 2018, Ring doorbell footage captured this. A person in a clown costume walking through a quiet neighborhood. The figure paused near doors, glanced at the camera, and quickly left without any interaction. No official updates were shared, leaving the incident unexplained and unsettling. At 3 a.m. in Fayetteville, North Carolina, a doorbell camera captured something unexpected. Instead of a person, the motion alert revealed a large snake slithering up the wall. Fortunately for the homeowner, it was late at night, and he was safely asleep when it happened. A Reddit user shared footage from their aunt's Ring camera, recorded on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. Around 8:30 p.m., a small figure can be seen sprinting past the camera. If you listen closely, you can hear distinct footsteps as it runs, while the dogs in the background bark frantically, clearly alert. The unsettling part is that no children live anywhere nearby. The home itself is over 100 years old. According to the Reddit user, a woman once burned to death in the backyard, and workers renovating the property have reported seeing her ghost wandering the grounds. Some even quit mid-job. The Redditor admits the house had always felt eerie to them, even when they were a kid. Just in case, they contacted local authorities, but until now, there's still no answer to who or what it was. While reviewing their doorbell camera, someone living in an apartment spotted something odd. At first glance, it looked ordinary, until they took a closer look. It was one of their neighbors carrying something very suspicious. It's not hard to see that it resembled a human shape. Was the neighbor just playing a prank, or does this person have a psycho living next door? Obviously, you can't just ask them, that'd be too dangerous. You'd have to inform the police. Unfortunately for us, the question remains unanswered. A home security camera in a quiet neighborhood captured something strange. At first, it showed a figure crawling across the lawn, its back bent unnaturally. Then the figure stood up and continued walking, as if nothing unusual had just happened. What was going on with this person, and why were they moving like that? In Tacoma, Washington, a home security camera caught a strange flash from a bush across the street. The light glowed brightly for a moment, then disappeared without a sound. The video, shared on Reddit, was filmed around 3 a.m. Fireworks were ruled out because of the city's strict laws. The light seemed to come from a reclusive neighbor's yard. Viewers suggested it could be a reflection, an electrical glitch, or something paranormal. But with no proof or repeat footage, the source of the light remains a mystery. In December, a Ring camera in New Jersey captured something strange. Glowing orbs drifting silently across the night sky. The clip quickly spread online, sparking debate. Some viewers dismissed them as insects, but others pointed out the vapor-like trails that didn't match bug behavior. Explanations ranged from drones to flares, or perhaps something truly unknown. The brief footage left many wondering what really crossed that neighborhood sky that night. One afternoon, a Ring camera captured a strange event. A woman walked up to a house in broad daylight, but she wasn't there to visit anyone or deliver something. Instead, she held a piece of paper over her face, as if she didn't want to be recognized. Even so, the camera managed to catch parts of her face. Her unusual behavior raises the question: what brought her there that day, and why was she hiding? In Sacramento, a Ring doorbell camera captured an unknown woman banging and kicking on a house door. She struck the panels several times, but never managed to get inside. After a few minutes, she simply walked away. Police reviewed the footage, but no arrests were reported. The reason behind her behavior remains unknown. A girl was captured on her Ring camera as she unlocked the front door to her home. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary recording, but in the background, something unsettling appeared. a translucent figure drifting from left to right. The girl stepped inside and paused for a moment, unaware of what the camera had caught. Her family only noticed a strange presence later while reviewing the footage. She hadn't heard or seen anyone outside, and believes it must have been a ghost. One evening, a homeowner received a strange notification from their doorbell camera. Person spotted at front door. At first, it seemed like just another alert, perhaps a neighbor or the mailman, but what appeared on the screen was far from normal. A figure floated there, dressed in what looked like a cloak. The camera only captured it in a single frame, making it impossible to figure out. Could it be an optical illusion, maybe just a bird flying by, or is there something more? Either way, it definitely looks frightening. A Redditor shared a strange image captured by their doorbell camera, asking if anyone knew what it was. While some viewers were convinced it was proof of fairies, most agreed it was simply a bug, like a mayfly or damselfly, caught at just the right angle to appear mystical. This security camera probably turned an ordinary insect into the subject of wild imagination. But who knows? A Reddit user was working one morning when they got a notification and saw this. It was their neighbor, standing on something and peeking over the fence into their yard. They said the neighbor had never done this before. The user wasn't sure if the neighbor noticed them watching, but the moment left them uneasy. Ever since, they haven't been able to shake the creepy feeling of being watched. A woman was alone when the doorbell rang. She immediately opened the door, but no one was there. Later, when she checked the camera, it had captured a single frame showing two pale, blurry figures. She sent the photo to her friends, wondering if they were playing a prank, but her friends were home and now equally terrified. The house already had a history of strange occurrences: footsteps, doors opening and slamming, and hair being pulled when no one was near. This picture only added to her fear. This picture went viral on Reddit, sparking all kinds of creepy stories. But the owner of the photo revealed the truth. Around 10 at night, he walked up to his front door, swinging his lanyard after a long day. Everything was normal until his phone buzzed. The doorbell camera had detected motion and sent a picture. When he opened the notification, he was shocked to see himself, looking like a serial killer. He laughed at how eerie it looked and decided to post it online. Turns out, not everything is what it seems. Late at night, a Ring camera captured a dark shape darting past the front door. The figure seems to run along the ground, but it's completely dark and blurred and moves a little unnaturally. The owner posted the footage online, and people quickly offered explanations. Looking at it frame by frame, faint translucent wings and a jointed leg appear in one frame, suggesting an insect crawling across or very close to the lens. Because it's inside the camera's minimum focus distance, it appears large, blurry, and ghost-like. Sometimes, things aren't what they seem. A woman, well-dressed and calm, appeared at a neighbor's door one evening. The neighbor had never seen her before and didn't know why she was there. Take a look.
You're not gonna smoke anymore. You're not smoking anymore. Girl, you're not smoking anymore.
No one knows who she was or what she wanted. It still remains a mystery. One night, a woman's home camera picked up a pale, misty shape. It drifted across the yard from right to left. She posted the video online, writing that she wondered if it was her father, who had recently passed away. It moved slowly and calmly, as if walking. Some people say it's just light or smoke. She believes it was a sign that she is not alone. A man in New Mexico heard strange sounds outside and decided to check it out. He opened the door, but no one was there. Once back inside, he heard the noises again, so he checked his camera and watched the footage. He was shocked to see this: an alien-like figure staring directly at the camera. Since it was around Halloween, it was most likely someone dressed up to scare people, and I can imagine it worked. The man locked himself inside and stayed there until his housemate came home. In December 2023, a man's grandmother passed away. She'd always been very close with her siblings. Just a month later, her sister died, and soon after, their brother also passed. That same week, only days after the sister's death, a short video was recorded outside her house. It captured something unusual. The footage left the family wondering if it carried a deeper meaning during such a tragic time. At 2:09 a.m., a Ring camera caught something strange floating past a house. A shadowy shape rose from the driveway and disappeared into the dark. Some people online said it looked like a Dementor. When slowed down and zoomed in, the shadow even seemed to have a human shape. It could have been a glitch or maybe a bird, but it just looks too eerie, don't you think? Late at night, a drunk man wandered outside someone's house. Inside the house, the owner slept peacefully, unaware of the stranger outside. He seemed restless but harmless, drifting around as if searching for something he couldn't find. A homeowner caught a thief stealing from their car on CCTV and shared the clip in their neighborhood Facebook group, warning everyone to lock their vehicles. But when they looked closer at the footage, something unsettling stood out. The person had unusually large hands. Some said it was just a man in a hoodie, others guessed it was a costume, and a few thought the way it moved didn't look human at all. No one ever found out who the visitor was. Late one night, a woman stormed up to a house, convinced someone named Triton was inside. She was certain that he was with another woman.
Jonathan, I know you were here with a bitch. I know you were here with a bitch.
Ma'am, you have the wrong house.
Realizing her mistake, she slipped away in shame. A doorbell camera facing a dark alley captured something creepy one night. A strange shape appeared out of nowhere. For a moment, it looked almost human. Then it seemed to lose its form and shot off into the air. Some say it shows a ghost caught on tape. Others believe it was nothing more than an insect landing on the lens and flying away. A family's Ring camera captured a strange late-night outburst from their neighbor.
That's hard to carry. I understand this, says the Africans. Stay home, she said. Fuck them, they'll fucking rape you. Okay? I don't know if I'll ever get in this house again, but I love you, Grandma Judy! I love you, Grandma Judy! I love you! Where are you in the smoke?
The woman, known in the neighborhood for struggling with schizophrenia and drug use, often stayed with her aunt nearby. The house she shouted at once belonged to her grandmother, who passed away years ago. The owners weren't home that night, but another neighbor eventually stepped in, telling her to be quiet, bringing the scene to an end. A person was spotted emptying all the mailboxes in the neighborhood. They went from one house to another, taking everything they could find. By the time people noticed, the boxes were already cleared. The act has left many residents frustrated and worried about their stolen letters and packages. Everyone now hopes the police will track them down soon and make sure they face consequences. I wonder what their intentions really were with all that mail. While checking old photos, a user found a short clip their parents had sent months ago. It showed a faint figure walking across the backyard at night. The shape looked almost see-through as it passed a white SUV and faded into the dark. The clip lasted only 8 seconds, but it stirred debate online. Some said it was just bad lighting or poor camera quality. Others believed it was something ghostly. No one ever figured out who it was, and it didn't really make sense for anyone to walk there at that time. It just seemed off. Late one night, a porch camera picked up something unusual. In the short clip, a faint figure seemed to move steadily up the steps. Skeptics argue it's nothing more than a bug crawling across the camera lens, its shape distorted by poor lighting. But others are convinced it resembles legs and feet moving naturally, as if an unseen visitor was climbing the stairs. I have to admit, to me it really does look like something walking up the steps. Don't you think? On September 2nd, 2025, a Reddit user named Sage Smoker uploaded a strange video. In it, a man appeared in the frame, circling around his car. Then he stopped, standing completely still, staring for a moment, before turning and walking away as suddenly as he had arrived. It almost felt as though he was checking for something, or maybe even someone. But his true intentions, and why he was there at all, remain unknown. A Reddit user, SS_shooter, shared footage from a Blink security camera in North Carolina. The video shows a figure stepping out from behind a tree. The moment a motion light turns on, the figure disappears instantly, ruling out the possibility of motion blur or frame lag. Some said it looked like a floating shadow. Others thought it might have been a sleepwalking child wrapped in a blanket. No one really knows what it was, but it certainly looks unusual. Around 3 a.m., a homeowner woke up with an uneasy feeling. She checked her Ring camera app, and what she saw left her terrified. A human-like figure appeared, drifting forward before vanishing into thin air. If it was only a camera glitch, that makes it even more unsettling, because no one should have been in her garden at that hour. When a man checked his doorbell camera after detected motion, he saw something frightening. When he looked closer, he realized it was a black widow. Black widows are one of the most venomous spiders in North America. Their bite can cause severe pain, muscle cramps, and nausea, though it's rarely fatal to humans. He's been extra careful ever since when leaving or entering the house, but he's never seen the spider with his own eyes, which somehow makes it even more uneasy. A young man came home around 1 a.m. and waited at the door. His family checked the Ring camera to confirm it was him and asked who he was bringing home. Confused, he said no one was with him. But the doorbell footage told a different story. A faint figure stood just behind him. Later, the family recalled that a homeless man had died near their home, and now they wonder if the figure was his ghost. A Reddit user posted a short Ring camera clip their co-worker sent them. It showed something strange moving on the right side of a yard, a pale figure walking before suddenly vanishing. The co-worker joked it was a ghost and even gave it a name, Barry. But not everyone agreed. Some said it was just a spider web catching the camera's infrared light. Others thought it was a car's reflection or maybe a passing bug. Still, the figure moved in a way that resembled a human walk. Barry's few seconds on camera left everyone guessing. In Coimbatore, India, residents have reported a strange figure wandering neighborhoods late at night. Videos showed the man's eyes, completely white, blank, and unsettling. In one clip, he peers through a window and, upon noticing the camera, turns, those same eerie eyes reflecting black. Some believe something dark is going on with this man, but most likely it's just the effect of night vision on the camera. Still, his unnerving habit of climbing fences and silently watching homes has left residents deeply unsettled. For weeks, a Ring camera captured a man standing outside a woman's apartment at night. He never knocked, never spoke, he just stood there. The same eerie scene played out night after night. The woman began checking her locks more often, sleeping less, just waiting for it to stop. No one knew who he was or what he wanted. What would he have done if she had stepped outside? Eventually, her friends and family confronted the man, and he finally left. Still, it makes you wonder why she didn't call the police right away. One morning, Abby received a motion alert from her Ring camera. A stranger was in the parking area trying to open her car door. When it wouldn't unlock, he walked toward the house. Abby triggered the siren, and he left. But later that same night, the man came back. Once again, he reached for the car door, unaware the camera was still recording. Abby immediately sounded the siren, and he took off again. Nothing was stolen, but it terrified her that someone had targeted her car, and hadn't given up after the first attempt. And for more doorbell encounters, this next video is waiting for you.